They say rich baby daddy, it's like Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, like, man, my daddy got it.
And you're gonna take it and you're gonna smoke it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's all I need to be clear. That's all I need to be clear.
But it already happened. He played one of my leaked songs and it was better than every other song this year.
Because you did leak Drake's address, correct?
No, he advertised it when he was building the house. Everyone knows it. It's like a place in Canada you go by. It's a monument.
Child, Kanye just jumped headfirst into this whole Drake versus Kendrick drama, and he is not holding back. He's out here straight up calling Drake a snitch for the feds. Now look, we all know Kanye can be a little extra sometimes, but one thing about that man, he always comes with receipts. He's saying Drake is being totally fake for running to the feds now because apparently this isn't his first rodeo with them. But wait, it gets even juicier. Kanye claims he's got some explosive evidence showing that Drake is using these lawsuits he filed against UMG as a smokescreen to feed information about certain rappers in the industry to the feds. And guess who else isn't buying Drake's act? Kendrick. Word on the street is that Kendrick's got more diss tracks coming with some serious dirt on Drake.
Are you serious, bro? I think that this is one of the worst situations that could have ever possibly happened in hip hop. Imagine you get into a beef with somebody that you want to engage with. Yeah, you got challenged, but then you antagonizing the beef. And it becomes one of the biggest, most looked at situations that's going on publicly.
Listen, by now everybody and their mama knows Drake has gone full defense mode in this beef with Kendrick. He's pulling out all the stops trying to get Kendrick kicked out of the industry. But here's the thing, Drake clearly doesn't know how to read the room, and Kanye is here to call him out on it. Now, Kanye and Drake's beef goes way back, mainly because Kanye thinks Drake is nothing but a hypocrite who uses the culture when it benefits him and then runs crying to his protectors when things get tough. Kanye made this crystal clear in a recent interview where he straight up said Drake uses his sugar daddy Lucian Grange to manipulate the industry and boost his own career.
Baby daddy, it's like Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy, Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian.
So all of his streams and the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucian.
Or Lucian worked for people who control the banks in Africa.
And Chili, in that same interview, Kanye went off calling Lucian a straight-up culture vulture. He said Lucian's out here using his power and influence to control not just the music industry, but black people, especially in Africa.
He's still a hired gun. He's just like a nigga handler. Like, he just control Universal. He run it for him, but he ain't no overboss or nothing like that.
He not no billionaire nigga like Ye.
Yeah, I mean, but he got a
you.
billion. You know what I'm saying? His money is like infinite. It's a form of energy. It's a tool and shit. Work for people who control the banks in Africa, who keep,
Oh my God.
Think about
download.
We had Black Wall Street, we had Harlem, we've been gentrified, and we ain't really been pulled together since, other than to maintain what they call the black vote, which you don't have an opinion in that vote, and then they get all these celebrities, they go on TV like,
Now this tea is extra spicy because Drake just filed 2 separate lawsuits against Universal Music Group, and guess who's sitting pretty at the top as CEO? That's right, Lucian Grange. Let me break this down for y'all because it's messy. Drake decided to take his beef with Kendrick from the studio to the courthouse because, honey, after listening to Kendrick's GNX album one time, he knew there was no coming back from this. So what does he do? What Drake always does, throws a whole tantrum and plays victim. On November 25th, Drake filed this lawsuit against UMG and Spotify, claiming they're out here conspiring to make Kendrick's Not Like Us look more popular than it really is. In these court documents, he's accusing UMG of running this whole illegal scheme with bots, payola, and Lord knows what else to pump up Lamar's song. The one that dragged Drake for filth. The lawsuit is saying UMG didn't even try to be slick about it. They just went full force trying to manipulate everything. Drake's even bringing receipts, like this one time somebody on the internet said they asked Siri to play a completely different song, but Not Like Us came on instead. But here's where it gets interesting, y'all. This lawsuit isn't even really a lawsuit yet. It's more like Drake saying, I know y'all doing something shady, so I need to see your records to prove just how shady you are. He doesn't even need real proof right now. He's just throwing everything at the wall, including RICO charges saying UMG is doing all kinds of deceptive business. Since this lawsuit went viral, everybody's been whispering that Drake is basically just fishing for anything he can use because he's working with the feds. The theory is that by accusing UMG of fraud and RICO offenses, you know, the same stuff Diddy's sitting in jail for right now, Drake's hoping the feds will have his back when he starts dropping names about other rappers. And baby, Kanye is not having any of it. You know Kanye, he's never been one to bite his tongue. And he's been calling Drake a snake and a fraud for the longest time. But it wasn't always like this between them. Back in the day, when Drake was still coming up, he used to praise Kanye as one of his inspirations. Kanye showed love right back, even working on some of Drake's projects like Find Your Love from his debut album, Thank Me Later. But honey, that love didn't last long. Kanye later admitted he enjoyed writing for Drake until Drake got too big for his britches. There was this whole drama where Drake was supposed to be on Kanye's song All of the Lights with Rihanna and Kid Cudi, but Kanye snatched Drake's verse right off that track at the last minute. Drake took that personally and started throwing shade at Kanye in public. Things really popped off in 2021 when Drake had the nerve to suggest that Kanye and Jay-Z stole the idea for their Watch the Throne album from him and Lil Wayne. And get this, Kanye kind of admitted to it during a live performance.
When I stand in this city right now, I just want y'all to understand that there's been a lot of rappers that came in the game and wasn't able to do something like this for their city. And we won't be able to make the music that we make. Me and Hope would have never made Watch the Throne. If this nigga wanna put pressure on us like that.
Then Drake went and told the Source magazine that his main goal was to surpass everything Kanye's done. He straight up said, I don't want to be as good as Kanye, I want to be better. Through all this messiness, Kanye mostly kept quiet about Drake's little sneak disses until rumors started flying that Kanye was the one who told Pusha T about Drake hiding his son. Remember that whole mess with Pusha T's diss track, The Story of Adidon, that forced Drake to finally admit he had a son? Well, when people asked Kanye if he was the one who spilled that tea to Pusha, he denied everything.
Keep clear of this one thing though, because I guess some people, the perception is where did Pusha T get the information for the diss song, this song
like,
to Drake?
Don't even pull me.
I'm not pulling you. That's why I'm asking
No, I'm not
you.
saying. I'm saying
Right.
to people.
Right.
Don't pull me into that type of conversation. That's what y'all don't even understand. It's like.
So you didn't give Pusha T the information?
No, I didn't. But
Okay.
what, like, don't pull me into this conversation. Like, I'm Ye. I got major things to do other than be telling him some information about Drake. You know what I mean?
Like that's gossipy.
Yeah, I don't sit around and do that. Like, I honestly don't care that much. In all honesty, bro.
Right.
Like, it's fine, but I just enjoy music. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy being with my family. I enjoy making music. That's not, my head's not even in that place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Now you have been very vocal about a lot of things, and
Yes.
But Chili, Drake wasn't buying what Kanye was selling. He later came out and said he felt Kanye had some personal vendetta against him.
Do you look at it though as like a sidebar almost to the biggest conflict, which is the ups and downs of your relationship with Kanye West at the end of the day?
I think that that's where all of this kind of stems from. It's all kind of rooted in that situation. Yes, you know, I think that he definitely recruited a guy with a similar dislike for me, no matter what he says in interviews. You know, I know that he can tell whoever, you know, I got love for him and whatever, but it's not love. You know, it's there's something there that bothers him deeply, and yeah, I can't fix it for him. So.
And Drake wasn't done. He made it crystal clear he wasn't exactly jumping for joy about making peace with Kanye, saying that even if they were gonna squash the beef, he sure wasn't gonna be the one making the first move.
I'm always willing, like I said, I'm always willing to give the love and the credit. But yeah, things have just changed. I'm not just some kid that's a fan anymore. And now we have personal situations. And like I said, a lot of his issues with me, I can't fix them for him.
But would you be open to communication?
No, not really, because it's not on my end. I have no problem with any of these guys. I don't even know these guys like that.
But honey, Kanye wasn't about to say sorry for anything. If anything, he made everything 10 times messier when he went on this wild rant, accusing Drake of stirring up drama by staying silent about those rumors that he was getting cozy with Kim.
If I wasn't in a medicated state, I might have thought and had the wherewithal to say, hey Pusha, don't diss Drake on my beat. And I spoke about that and took accountability for that. Now what I'm looking for my spirit to take accountability is the fact that it's people making rumors or thinking that you f my wife and you're not saying nothing and you carrying it like that don't sit well with my spirit. You know, if I had a girlfriend from Chicago, her name was Renita, and then you was married to Rihanna, I wouldn't make no song called Riri. So when you're like, oh, I don't know where it come from, you too smart for that, bro. You know where that come from. Don't make no record with nothing that could be confused. Now I told you, I didn't tell Pusha no information about your baby mama, nothing like that. That ain't come from me. But when you played that record for me in the studio that said, yo, we got some Kylies, we got some Kendalls, I told you, Travis is your man. Don't make no record like I told you, Travis is your man. Don't make no record like that. That man just had a baby with her. That's gonna be offensive. That's gonna be offensive to her. I hit Trav about the XT record and made sure that we was all good, that we know we family, right? So I did tell you not to do that. So period, it's like, don't speak on nobody from my family, nothing that could be even mentioned with my wife, period. We don't have to talk again. I'm not giving no energy.
Now remember, Kanye was still married to Kim Kardashian back then, and he was heated that Drake was out here sneak dissing him while secretly texting Kris Jenner like they were besties. Kanye took it to Twitter and accused Drake of threatening him and his family. He tweeted, "Been trying to meet with you for 6 months, bro. You sneak dissing on Trav Records and texting Kris talking about how's the family. Stop this already, bro. You getting people hurt out here and over what?" And then Kanye straight up warned Drake, "If anything happens to me or anyone from my family, you are the first suspect. So cut the tough talk." This was the first time another rapper publicly called out Drake's pattern in these beefs. Fans started picking up on this pattern with Drake's beefs. He'd say something totally outrageous about somebody's family or career, and then when they clap back, he plays victim faster than you can say certified lover boy. That's exactly what happened with Pusha T that led to him exposing Drake as a deadbeat dad. And now he's pulling the same mess with Kendrick, dragging his wife into it, which made Kendrick drop that bombshell diss track.
Drake, you did the same thing twice now. You mentioned Virginia Williams or whatever, Pusha T's wife, and you saw that took the gloves off, and we saw what happened. You mentioned Whitney, and Kendrick Lamar's wife name is Whitney. You have to be prepared for anything. There is no, oh nah, I can't believe you said that. No, because you're talking crazy already too. This is a knock 'em out slugfest. This is no holds bar. This is, I don't care what that nigga says.
And just when Drake thought he could start picking up the pieces of his shattered career after the Kendrick beef, Kendrick dropped a surprise album to remind Drake he wasn't done with him. Kendrick threw some shade at Drake in his latest album, GNX, especially in The Heart Part 6. Now, if y'all remember, Drake tried to disrespect Kendrick by stealing his The Heart series and making his own diss track. But Kendrick, baby, he just took his series right back and acted like Drake's version didn't even exist. Kendrick also came for Drake on Whacked Out Murals saying, "Snoop posted TaylorMade. I prayed it was the edibles. Dudes from my city couldn't entertain old boy promising bank transactions and even Bitcoin." And honey, word on the street is that Kendrick's got even more bombs to drop on Drake. Some people are saying if Drake pushes this lawsuit any further, Kendrick's got receipts for days. Like, remember when Drake's Scorpion album dropped in 2018? His label was shoving Drake down everybody's throat on Spotify. Every playlist had Drake, you couldn't breathe without hearing a Drake song. Spotify even had to give some users their money back because they were so sick of Drake being everywhere. Now he's crying about the same thing happening to Kendrick. Chili, the hypocrisy.
I don't know it like that.
He
Nah,
got this. He said the record didn't do the numbers that it did.
Right.
They inflated the numbers to make the song seem more popular than what it actually was.
Okay, I got that part.
Drake is the first guy to have 20 songs with at least 1 billion streams.
Yes, sir.
It's hard to say there's a rapper bigger worldwide than Drake.
Right.
Drake, bro, okay, he got one up on you. It happens. You take this kind of measure? Chad, I'm confused. Just let it, bro, he got you. Ocho, you know I got, we round there, we joning.
Right.
Guy get you. He get on you just right. Hey, ain't nothing you can do. It can't no comeback. He just got, hey, bro, you got me today. Drake, he got you. It's okay, bro. You Drake. Kendrick got one up on you. Not the end of the world, bro. Yeah. But I'm surprised that he went to this measure.
But here's the gag. None of this matters if the feds decide to pick up the case. It won't matter if Drake benefited from all this before, as long as he's the one snitching now. As for Kanye, he's still riding the Drake hate train, even dissing him on his new Vultures 2 album. On 530, he rapped, "You a fake B, you don't love ye, go listen to Drake B." But whether Drake wins this lawsuit or not, one thing's for sure. People are finally seeing Drake for who he really is. Some fans are saying Drake made a huge mistake because this is all gonna come back to bite him. One person said, "This is so going to backfire on Drake. All his dirty laundry about to come out and the industry might get raided now." Another one warned, Drake isn't smart at all. The industry got rid of people for less. If, and that's a big IF, Drake can win that money, he'll be looking over his back the rest of his life. So what do y'all think? Is Kanye right about Drake being a snake for the feds? And do you think this whole thing is gonna blow up in Drake's face? Let us know what you think in the comments below and stick around for this next juicy story.